All right, if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that everyone can hear. All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Matthew Varos.
All right, state you may proceed.
Officer Varos, how are you currently employed?
By the San Antonio Police Department.
And how long have you been employed with the San Antonio Police Department?
Coming up on 3 years.
Are you certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
And what division are you assigned to within the San Antonio Police Department?
The patrol division.
What type of training did you have to undergo to become a law enforcement officer with the San Antonio Police Department?
7 months of learning penal code, traffic code, tactics, driving.
Okay. And after you're released from the academy, do you go through a training period with a more senior officer?
Yes, for 3 months.
Okay. Now, in your duties as a patrol officer, or let me rephrase the question, what are your duties as a patrol officer?
Responding to various calls, disturbances, assaults, higher priority calls like crashes, shootings, cuttings, things like that.
Okay. Now, were you employed as a police officer with the San Antonio Police Department on April 9th of 2024?
Yes.
And were you still assigned to the patrol division?
Yes.
What shift were you working on that day?
It's called Crew Patrol Tango Shift.
Okay, and what hours does that run?
5 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Were you in a uniform?
Yes.
And were you in a marked patrol vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And on that date, were you dispatched to 2622 Cary Brook Court, San Antonio, Texas, 78230?
Yes.
Do you recall what type of location that was?
It was an apartment complex.
Okay. And was that located in Bexar County, Texas?
Yes.
Do you recall why you were dispatched there?
It came out as a shooting in progress.
And once you arrived to the scene, where did you go?
I tried locating the person that had been shot. I kind of got waved down by a couple of people that were pointing in the general area of where.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Could you speak louder?
When I arrived to the location, I was waved down by a couple of people that were there, and I was trying to figure out where the person that had been shot was located at. And so I went to where they were pointing me to, and I found her.
Okay. And so once you made contact with that individual, what did you do?
I had noticed that she had a gunshot wound to her leg, so I put a tourniquet on it, and then I started asking her questions about what had happened.
And when you were speaking to her, what was her demeanor?
She was very, you could tell she was in a lot of pain. She couldn't really like give me a response. She was kind of like shouting, I guess from the pain of the gunshot wound to her leg.
Okay. And so after you took that brief statement from her and administered first aid, did you do anything else on scene?
I spoke to her a little bit. I followed her to the ambulance to try and get a better statement, and then I spoke to the 2 people that were in the apartment with her.
All right. And so after speaking with her, ultimately, did you name her as a suspect in your report?
In my report, she was the suspect.
Okay. Why is that?
So, kind of rewinding. So when the call came out for the shooting in progress, there was also another call for a cutting in progress down the street. So we kind of figured they were related, but due to the rareness of that type of call and the close proximity, so once we found out, the details of both of the calls, found out they're related. Part of my duties is to notify a detective basically of what's happening. Once the detective is notified of that, he'll make the scene, he'll talk to all the parties that are involved, he'll talk to myself, and he advises me kind of at that point what we have and what we can write in the report and list as a suspect.
Okay. And so at the time that you generated your report, had you spoke with Johnny Del Rosa?
No.
Okay. And had you went to go look for any physical evidence?
I believe so. I was trying to find a knife that was supposedly involved. as other patrolmen were kind of looking at the incident location where it actually occurred to find shell casings and different stuff like that.
Okay, but was any of that located?
The knife, I don't believe so.
Okay. And as far as like video or anything like that, is that within your duties to collect or someone else?
It can be in my duties if the video is readily available, but that day I didn't look at it, and I believe I was told it wouldn't be ready until a later time.
Okay, and so in this case, when you wrote your report, you did not have any video evidence, you were just going off of statements, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And after writing the report and taking the initial statements on scene, does that conclude your duties and involvement within this case?
After I did that, I mean, I'm the one. I went to the hospital, and I'm the one that transported her.
Okay,
Did what?
I went to the hospital after and transported her.
Okay.
and then after that, does any of the further investigation fall on you, or does the case go to a follow-up unit?
At that point, it goes to a follow-up unit.
Okay, and so ultimately, this case got referred to a follow-up unit, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, at the time that you responded to that address, that location, that apartment that we were speaking about, were you equipped with body worn camera?
Yes.
Okay, and so I'm gonna show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is that?
It is my body-worn camera footage.
Okay, and did you place an identifying mark on it to recognize it?
Yes, I did.
Have you viewed it prior to your testimony today?
Yes, I have.
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they occurred on the offense date?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, except to comply with legal rules, has it been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, I'm tendering state 1 to defense for inspection and offering this statement.
Judge, I have no objections. I've already reviewed that with the state.
All right, State's Exhibit number 1 is admitted without objection. Granted. Is the,
Yes, Judge.
okay.
All right, and so on State's Exhibit 1, what are we currently viewing?
So this is the apartment complex where I believe the victim was located at.
And so the individual that you make contact with the injury, do you see her in State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes. She's the lady sitting on the couch.
All right, and then so in state exhibit number one, we see that you have something in your hands. What is that?
A tourniquet,
And what are you doing with that?
applying the tourniquet to her lower left leg.
And so if I pause state exhibit number one, at 5 minutes and 53 seconds, can you look at the screen and see what I'm toggling my mouth over?
Yeah, that would be a bullet hole.
Okay. And so ultimately, after you administered first aid, did another agency arrive to administer treatment?
Yeah, the San Antonio Fire Department medic unit.
Is that who we see on the state's exhibit currently?
Yes.
And so when we're looking at stage exhibit number one, regarding the female that you made contact with, is that, is her demeanor consistent with what you described earlier?
Yes. As far as her kind of being almost like in a state of shock, but obviously in a large amount of pain.
And then ultimately, was she transported to the hospital?
Yes, University Hospital.
Is that where we see her going currently?
Going to the ambulance to be taken there, yes.
And after she's placed in the ambulance and transported, was that the end of your contact with her?
No. Like I said earlier, I went back to the hospital and I transported her
Okay.
from there.
And I guess when you say you transported her, ultimately on April 9th of 2024, was a decision made to place Nadia Newton under arrest?
Yes.
Okay, was that decision made by you or who?
By a detective.
Okay. And was that in large part based on a statement that she made to you and to the detective?
It was a statement that she made to me. I don't know if she made the statement to a detective.
Okay. Okay, so at this time, once she's placed in the ambulance, that concludes your contact with her until University Hospital, is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we pass the witness.
All right, defense.
Yes. Officer Vargas, I'm going to ask you some questions. If I speak too quickly or you don't understand what I'm saying, please let me know and I'll try to rephrase and slow down.
Yes, sir. It's Officer Varos.
Varos, okay, sorry. So how long have you been on the San Antonio Police Department?
Coming up on 3 years.
3 years, okay. And at the time, this was what you're about 2 years in, year and a half in?
A year and a half to 2
Okay.
years, yes.
Had you been the part of an investigation on other cases like this?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to talk about your interaction with what you knew to be the suspect, right? At the time, correct?
I listed her as a suspect, but at the point I was talking to her, I didn't know if she was going to be the suspect or the victim.
Okay. And would you agree that at the time you talked to her, she was under the influence of what had just happened? Right, she had just been shot in the leg, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you responded, I mean, pretty quickly after you received the call about the incident, right?
Yes.
And the person you talked to, you said seemed to be in a lot of pain,
Correct.
very excited about what happened, right? Very animated in conversation.
No.
Okay,
not-
what do you,
not-
so tell us.
So she was kind of just screaming and like groaning.
Okay.
She wasn't really answering my questions like with complete thoughts or sentences. She was kind of just screaming and giving me very little bits of information.
Okay, well, but screaming and groaning, I mean, obviously in pain, right?
Yes.
And you talk about you got a statement from this person, correct?
A brief statement, yes.
Okay. And let's talk about the statement. Okay. So you asked this person about what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what did she tell you?
Judge, I'm gonna object as to calling for hearsay.
Judge, it's I'd say hearsay exception under excited utterance or present sense impression.
All right, can I have parties approach?
No, I don't.
You don't have, okay. But this was, I guess, a few minutes after that you got notification about a shooting and then you responded like pretty quickly afterwards. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you're not really sure how long?
No.
Okay. Would be mere minutes?
Probably 5 or so.
Okay. And to the point where this person is, that you're talking to, is in her apartment. I mean, you're applying the tourniquet, so you're right on the scene, right?
Yes, sir.
And would you agree this person at this time is under the influence of I mean, she's been shot, she's under the influence of this event, and you're talking to her about what happened, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Judge,
Oh, well, ask your question and I'll see if there are
Okay.
any objections.
so you talked to this person about what happened, right?
Yes.
Okay. And did she tell you the sequence as far as when she got shot, what the sequence of events were?
No, not in detail.
Okay, may I approach?
Yes.
Highlighted?
Yeah, this is your report, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And defense, if you'll mark that so the record can be clear that it's his report.
I will. I've done it. I know I have. So, Officer Barros, I'm going to show you what's been marked as defense exhibit 1. Okay,
Yes.
and if you could read this to yourself, okay, not out loud, just to kind of refresh your recollection about what you put in your report.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have a better recollection about what you put in the report?
Yes.
Okay, and what you put in the report was that the person you put down as the suspect, this young lady said that she took the knife out and stabbed him, and only then did he pull a gun, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's when he fired the shot after he'd been stabbed.
That's what she told me. Yes.
Okay. And is that what, I guess, induced you or the detective to place her down as a suspect?
I believe so.
And that's why she was placed under arrest, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And she said nothing about seeing a gun at all until after she'd stabbed him, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. And then, did she make any other statements when you transported her?
No.
Okay. None to your recollection?
No.
I have no other questions.
All right, state.
Judge, may we approach you?
Yes.
I want to talk to you a little bit more about the statement that Nadia Newton made to you on April 9th of 2024, okay?
Okay.
All right, and so when you spoke with her, isn't it true that she stated that she was walking down the street when the defendant, Johnny De La Rosa, got out of the car and pulled up at her? Is that correct?
To use her words, yes.
Okay. And she further stated that she was scared of the defendant because he is known to carry a gun and a knife. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and she further told you that the
I
defendant.
don't object to leading the witness.
All right, that will be sustained.
Okay. Did she tell you anything about the proximity of how close or far the defendant was from her?
She said that the defendant was got close to her.
Okay, and regarding when she took the knife out, was the defendant, where was he in proximity to her, according to her words?
It wasn't until he was close to her.
Okay. And then at that time, after he got close to her, did she tell you what she did with the knife?
That's when she said that she took it out and stabbed him.
Okay, and did she tell you what he did in response to that?
That's whenever he had shouted at her that she had stabbed him, and he took out the gun and shot her.
Okay. We passed the witness.
Okay, so in spite of the statement about her saying she knew him to carry a gun and a knife, she made no indication that she ever saw a gun until after she stabbed him, right?
I was trying to get clarification about that in the ambulance, but she couldn't give me a direct
Well,
answer.
that's what, I mean, that's what it says in the statement, right?
Correct.
Okay, I mean, so the statement was, I stabbed him and then he took the gun out, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it seems pretty clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, did she make any notation or indication about a friend of hers shoving Mr. De La Rosa to the ground before she stabbed him?
No. She
Okay.
didn't tell me that.
No mention about him at all?
No.
Okay, and I guess after you transported from the hospital, that was in the end of your involvement.
She did tell me that somebody was there that had witnessed it, but that's all she mentioned, the guy.
Okay, all right, that's all. I have nothing further.
Just one question. Regarding your report, there's a person listed as 01. What was the name of the person that was listed as 01?
Travis Phillips.
Okay, and did you speak with that individual?
Not that I notated in my report.
Okay, but is it possible that another member of the police department spoke with them?
Yes.
You pass the witness here.
No, I have nothing further.
All right, is this witness excused or subject to recall?
I would say subject to recall depending on other testimony.
All right, just make sure that you're available if either party wishes to recall you. I want you to leave defense exhibit number 1 with the court reporter. The rule has been invoked. What that means is you cannot discuss your testimony with anyone until this trial has concluded. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And if you'll leave that just on the desk up there. And if you'll give that exhibit to the court reporter. Thank you. All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Officer Brandon Dimmick.
All right, if you could just speak a little bit louder.
Officer Brandon Dimmick.
All right, state you may proceed.
Thank you. Officer Dimmitt, how are you currently employed?
I work for the San Antonio Police Department.
And how long have you been with the San Antonio Police?
Just over 2 years.
Are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Can you please explain to the jury the training that you underwent to become a police officer with San Antonio Police Department?
We've been trained by the San Antonio Police Academy.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to speak up because I'm having a little trouble hearing you.
We've been trained by the San Antonio Police Academy.
Thank you. Do you recall how long the academy runs?
9 months.
Okay. And after you are released from the academy, do you go out with a more senior officer at that time?
Correct, we do.
Okay. And so in your role with San Antonio Police Department, what division are you assigned to currently?
I'm currently assigned to Proof Patrol Bravo, which is B shift.
Okay, and what hours does that run?
The hours run from 1:30 to 9:30.
Okay. And as a patrol officer, what are your duties?
As a patrol officer, we take calls in our district, and go to calls in other districts as well.
Okay. And is that just like any type of 911 call that you respond to?
Correct, ma'am, it is.
All right. Now, were you employed as a police officer with the San Antonio Police Department on April 9th of 2024?
Correct, ma'am, yes, I was.
All right, and were you a patrol officer on that date?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Do you recall what shift you were working on that date?
B shift.
And that runs the same hours you explained earlier?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And on that day, were you in uniform?
Correct, I was, ma'am.
And were you in a marked patrol unit?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And on that day, were you dispatched to 8022 Briargate Drive, San
Yes, ma'am.
Antonio, Texas 78230?
Correct, yes, ma'am, I was.
Do you recall what type of location that was?
The location was a residence.
Okay. And was it located in Bear County, Texas?
Correct, yes, ma'am, I was.
Do you recall why you were dispatched there?
We were dispatched there for a cutting in progress.
All right. And when you arrived on scene, did you make any observations?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I saw a man laying on the ground with a wound in his back.
Okay. And the male that you made contact or that you observed with the injury, did he make some statements in your presence?
Correct, yes, ma'am, he did.
Okay. Did he make any statement in your presence regarding how he obtained that injury?
Correct, he did.
Okay. And did he make any statements? Well, let me back up. Were you wearing a body worn camera on that day?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
I am going to show you what has been marked as state's exhibit number 2. Can you take a look at that for me?
Yes, ma'am, this is my body cam.
Okay, and have you reviewed state's exhibit number 2 prior to taking the stand today?
Correct, yes, ma'am, I have.
All right, and when you reviewed it, was it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they occurred on the offense date?
Yes, ma'am.
And except to comply with legal rules, has it been altered to your knowledge in any way?
No,
At this time, the state is tendering state's exhibit number 2 to defense and offering the same.
Judge, I view that with the state. We have some agreement on things, but I have no objection to the admissibility.
All right, state's exhibit number 2 is admitted without objection.
Permission to
Granted.
One guy, I have a response. Yes, it's like, this dude, I probably should be there. Where's the knife? What's your name, bud? Right off there. What's your name?
Officer, so we just saw a female depicted on State's Exhibit number 2. Were you able to determine whether that individual was injured or not?
Correct, ma'am, I was.
Okay, was she injured or was that blood from something else?
No, ma'am, she specified that it was blood from something else.
Okay.
Rosa. Always nice, you got you in the back? Yes. You see the knife? You see what it was? You see the knife? Yes, I did see the knife. There was a big black knife. They stabbed me. I just stabbed me. There ain't no bread. Not yet. Should be. There are no. It's not like it made me get it. What the? R1.
And on the State's Exhibit number 2, we see a motor vehicle. Did the defendant make a statement to you about who that vehicle belonged to? Or did he make a statement regarding the ownership or possession in your presence?
In my presence, he stated that was his vehicle.
And so if we are speaking about the information that he provided on this date, did he provide his name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did he also provide the type of weapon that he stated he was stabbed with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then ultimately, was he transported to the hospital by EMS?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. During your time at that location, did you ever make contact with somebody by the name of Nadia Newton?
I do not remember, ma'am.
Okay. And did you ever make any other location than this address, this that you're here at the Briargate Drive?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. And so after the defendant is transported, did you stay on scene?
Yes, ma'am, I did until I was relieved by a phone.
Okay. And while you're staying on scene, is that just making sure that things are secure, or what is the purpose of that?
Correct, ma'am.
And then once you were relieved from your duties, did you have any other involvement in this case?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. And so as a patrol officer, is it your duty to go and collect physical evidence if it is not readily available, or does that fall on a follow-up unit?
That falls on the follow-up.
Okay. And ultimately, was this case referred to a follow-up unit?
Correct, yes, ma'am, it was.
All right. Please have the witness stand.
No questions.
All right, is this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excused as far as I'm concerned.
All right, the rule has been invoked. What that means is you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone for the pendency of this trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may step down if you'll leave the square behind.
Yes.
And if you'll leave the exhibit with the court reporter, please. Oh, you all have the exhibit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we do.
Okay, all right, thank you. You may step down. You're excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. State, call your next witness.
The state called, Catherine.
All right, if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear if you'll state your name for the record.
Detective Catherine Pelkey.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Detective Pelkey, how are you currently employed?
I work for the San Antonio Police Department.
And how long have you been with the San Antonio Police Department?
A little over 17 years.
Okay. What is your current assignment with the San Antonio Police?
I work on the north side. I work evenings
Okay,
as a detective.
okay. And as a detective, what are your duties?
So I take calls just like the other officers, but also if evidence needs to be collected, I can do that as well.
Okay. Before your role that you have now, did you have previous roles with the San Antonio Police Department?
I did.
Okay. And so back in 2024, did you have the same role or a different role back then?
The same role.
Okay. Can you just explain to the jury briefly the training that you undergo to become a law enforcement officer with SUPD?
Yeah. So we go to the police academy for about 7 months. It's very intensive on physical training and academically, where we learn penal code, criminal procedure, arrest authorities, things like that, even court precedent.
Okay. And then after the academy period, is there a field training period as well?
Yes, there is. So we would ride with another officer, a senior officer. So they can basically show us how to handle calls, what to do in different situations. We have the tactical training from the police academy, but it's always different when it's in the real world and you actually experience it for yourself.
Okay. Now, I want to speak to you. Were you employed as a detective with San Antonio Police Department on April 9th of 2024?
Yes, I was.
And were you assigned, what was your location that you were assigned
I worked at the Prue Road substation, which is the northwest side of town.
to? Okay. And on that day, what shift were you working?
B shift, which was 1:30 to 9:30 at the time.
Okay. And were you dispatched to 4343 Vance Jackson Road, San Antonio, Texas, 78230?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Do you recall the reason that you were dispatched there?
It was for a shooting in progress.
Okay. And when you arrived on scene, to your knowledge, was any suspect or victim located at that scene?
No.
Okay. And so when you arrived on scene, can you just describe to the jury any observations that you made?
So there was already a couple of patrol officers there. They pointed me to a couple of drops of blood. And then I just walked the scene, see if I could find any shell casings or any other evidence of a shooting. And I noticed that there was like another little, very small puddle of what appeared to be blood.
Okay. Were you able to document the scene by taking photographs?
I was.
All right, I'm gonna show you what has been marked as state's exhibit number 3. Can you take a look at that for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize that?
I do.
Do you know what is contained within that disc?
Yes, there's photos that I took of the crime scene.
Okay, and you viewed state's exhibit number 3 prior to your testimony today?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and did it contain 13 photos on state's exhibit number 3?
Yes,
Okay, and were those photos taken by you?
Yes.
And when you viewed them, were they a fair and accurate depiction of the scene as you observed it on the offense date?
Yes, they were.
Okay, and have they been altered in any way?
No.
Okay. At this time, the state's offering state's exhibit number 3 and tendering to defense for inspection.
I have none.
All right, State's Exhibit number 3 is admitted without objection. Granted.
Okay, detective. So if we are looking at the contents of state exhibit number 3, the photo that is labeled as 1 underscore, can you explain to the jury what they are viewing currently?
So this is an image of the entrance to the parking lot of the car wash. And this area kind of by the sidewalk is where the blood was.
And just in any case, when you arrive to the scene, what is the general way that you tend to photograph scenes?
So what I do first is I try to identify the evidence that would be most important to the case. And I try to show the area that it was found in by taking pictures of the entire surroundings, like 360 degrees around. So you can kind of orient yourself to the position of the evidence relative to different landmarks in the area.
Okay. And so if we're looking at the photo on state exhibit number 3, labeled as 2 underscore, what road is that showing?
That is Vance Jackson.
And is that a public way?
Yes.
Okay, and we can see motor vehicles traveling in state exhibit number 3, photo labeled 2 underscore, is that correct?
Yes.
And in the photo labeled 3 underscore, what is that?
This also shows Vance Jackson Road, but also the kind of the stuff that's across the way from the crime scene, slightly a little bit more turned clockwise.
Okay. And with the photo labeled 4 underscore
This would be directly across from the scene,
and 5 underscore,
slightly more clockwise, going towards the other way on Vance Jackson.
and then 6 underscore.
This shows southbound Vance Jackson, and you can kind of see the light and a little bit of the bridge of 410 right there.
And is that where I'm toggling my mouse?
Yes.
And 7 underscore,
This one shows a little bit of Vance Jackson off to the left side. This is the McDonald's that's next door to the car wash. And of course, our friends, the media.
and what about 8 underscore?
This is looking at the road. I'm not sure what the street name is, but it's in between the McDonald's and the car wash.
Okay. And then 9 underscore,
This is looking directly into like the car wash parking lot.
and then 10 underscore.
This shows a little bit, you can kind of see the blood drops, but it's hard because it's nighttime. And then like the crime scene tape and the northbound Vance Jackson in the background.
Okay. So regarding 10 underscore, that's facing away from 410, is that correct?
Yes.
And the photo labeled 11 underscore, what is that showing?
Those drops of what appears to be blood.
Okay, is that a more zoomed in photo of 10 underscore that we just saw?
Yes.
And what about 12 underscore? What is that depicting?
This shows the other area of what appears to be blood that I had found.
Okay. And then is 13 underscore just a closer up of that?
Correct.
Now, you did state that you searched for some evidence in form of like shell casings or weapons. Did you locate any of that on scene?
I did not.
Okay, and so after you documented the scene, and photographs, did that kind of conclude your involvement in the case?
Yes, another CSI had arrived and took over the evidence collection.
Okay, we press the limits.
No questions.
All right, is the witness excused or subject to recall?
Excuse me.
Excused by defense.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone during the pendency of the trial. If you'll remove the square and you're excused. Thank you. Please sit down.
Did you approve?
Yes. That was the following that, y'all. So if you could get in contact with them and let them know he's gonna be the GPS. Thank you. All right, everyone, please be seated. State, call your next witness.
State calls Nadia Newton.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Nadia Nicole Newton.
All right, just make sure you keep your voice up so that the jurors can hear, all right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. State, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, Nadia. Can you please just adjust the mic so that you're able to access it? Nadia, how old are you currently?
22,
Okay, and where were you born?
San Antonio, Texas, in Bear County.
And have you lived in Bear County since the time that you were born?
Yes.
Did you go to high school here in Bear County?
Yes.
What high school did you attend?
Lee High School.
Okay. And I want to talk to you about an incident that occurred on April 9th of 2024. Do you recall that date?
Yes.
Do you recall what you were doing in the late evening?
I had just gotten a job at the Bill Millers in my area, and I was walking to the bus stop to go to a Planet K on Everest Road.
Judge, I'm gonna object to narrative response.
That'll be overruled.
You can continue.
And after that, I was supposed to meet up with a few of my friends.
Okay. Now you said you obtained a job at Bill Miller's. Where were you working prior to April 9th of 2020?
The Circle K on Vance Jackson.
Okay. And did you also live in that area at that time as well?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall your address that you were living at on April 9th of 2024?
I do.
What is that?
2622 Carrybrook Court.
Okay. And so you stated that on this evening that you were walking to the bus stop, and did something occur that led us here today?
Yes.
Can you please explain to the jury what you observed? Well, I guess what landmarks are kind of in the area where you were walking, if you recall?
There is a Mexican restaurant right next to the apartment I stay at, and passing that is the car wash. And across from that is the McDonald's.
Okay. And so when you were you walking towards 410 or away from 410?
Towards 410.
Okay. And when you were walking towards 410, what happened once you got near the car wash?
I was stopped by John's car, and I tried to keep walking, but he had gotten out of his car and approached me and wouldn't let me leave to my bus stop.
Okay. Do you see Johnny here today?
I do.
Are you able to point to him and identify him by an article of clothing that he's wearing?
Yes. He's wearing the dark gray shirt.
All right, let the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant, Johnny Dolores. So when Johnny or the defendant approached you, what was his demeanor? How was he acting toward you?
Very aggressive. and he was not really willing to respect my boundaries when I told him to leave me alone. He was just persistent and wouldn't really back down or go back to his car.
Okay. Do you recall the color of car that he was driving that day?
It was a blue car.
Okay. And when you were walking toward 410, how did he approach you in the car?
He had nearly hit me with it as I was passing the car wash, and I was able to move out the way by inches, and he had fully stopped his car then, and I just tried to keep walking.
Okay. And so, did you all stay in the area of the car wash, or did this interaction move kind of to the side? What happened?
It moved a little closer to the McDonald's, but not too far away from the car wash.
Okay. And how are you feeling at the time that you described that the defendant was not respecting your boundaries or listening to what you were telling them?
I was very scared. I was also very irritated with how consistent he's been. And I grew tired and I just wanted him to leave me alone. I told him many times. in that
Judge,
moment.
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
When you're saying you had told him many times, you're referring to that day you explicitly told him multiple times to get away from him. Is that correct?
Yes, from the moment he stopped his car up to the moment we were on the side of the McDonald's.
Okay. And did he go away from you when you told him to?
No,
Okay, and so in this moment when you said that you were feeling scared, did you have anything in your possession to protect yourself?
I did.
What was that?
It was a knife.
Okay, and so in this moment that he's not responding to what you're telling him and you're feeling scared, what did you do with the knife?
I just held it up and I was basically giving him a warning to just leave me alone because he started grabbing me and blocking my path and I felt like I was unsafe and I'm too small. I can't really do anything if he does grab me at that point.
Okay. Now regarding your size, about how tall are you?
5 foot.
Okay. And at that time back in 2024, can you give us a rough estimate of how much you weighed at that time?
I was about 120.
Okay. And so in your estimate and observations of the defendant, is he bigger in stature than you?
Yes.
Okay. And so at the time that you produced your knife and told him to get away from you, what did he do?
He really just kept trying to talk to me and blocking my path. And in certain moments he would walk up and try to like grab my arm or grab me in general. And that's when I would, just like, show him the blade and put it closer and just say, I need you to like back up. I need you to get away from me. I've already said this more than once. And it didn't make a difference.
Okay. And so at this time, when you all are kind of closer to the McDonald's and he's not heeding to your warning or getting away from you, was there anybody else that observed what was going on at this time?
Yes.
Do you know that person's name?
Yes, his name is Travis.
Okay. And did he kind of get involved at this time or not yet?
He did, once he noticed the arguing from outside of the car wash he worked at, he pretty much walked up to us and told him that he needed to leave and that this was already the second time that he was caught harassing me in front of that specific car wash and that he needed to go.
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
Travis or Johnny? No, he did not.
Okay, so at this point, he's just verbally telling the defendant that he needs to leave, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so at the point in time where you all are closer to the McDonald's, is there a time that you tried to get away from that area?
Yes.
Okay, what did you do?
I tried walking away and telling him to get back in his car and leave. But each time I kept trying to walk, he would block my path and grab me.
Okay,
I kind of just stopped from there.
okay. And so, after you moved, when you're trying to walk away, where is the defendant in relation to you? Is he staying near the McDonald's or what is he doing?
He's standing near the McDonald's, but also close to me as well.
Okay, and so when you started, or at some point, did you start traveling back away from 410 up Vance Jackson Road?
I did.
Okay.
I approached his car and took down the license plate.
Okay, and what did he do when you did that?
He chased me and then he started grabbing me and pushing me at the same time. And I kept backing away from him because he kept getting closer. And at that point, telling him to back away just wasn't doing anything at all. He kept manhandling me, getting closer, and I didn't notice, but I ended up in the middle of the street and a car had almost hit me at that point. But I was just kind of focused on getting him off me.
All right, and so up until this point, when you're in the street that you're referring to, is that Vance Jackson Road?
Yes.
Up until this point, had you made any gesture or cutting movement toward the defendant?
No, not until I was in the middle of the road and he had made me kiss him, and that's when I felt very threatened because I didn't know what he was planning to do after that. And so I just out of instinct stabbed him to
Okay.
get him off of me.
And then during this interaction, do you know if at this point Travis got involved physically, or do you not remember?
He did then, because when Johnny and I separated, that's when he pointed his gun at me, and Travis saw that and ran up from behind him and pushed him to the floor.
And then what did the defendant do after that?
He got up and pointed his gun at me again, and then said that I had stabbed him and shot me in the leg.
Okay. And did you sustain an injury?
I did.
And what did you feel when you were shot?
It was like really, really hot and also very painful. At that point I was on the floor, and I feared for my life because I didn't know if he was going to shoot me anywhere else. I didn't know what his like intentions were at that point because it was kind of clear he was willing to harm me. So I just kind of got afraid and ran off.
Okay. And so did you stay there in front of the car wash, or where did you go from there?
I ran home. I called my friend for help and ran home and called an ambulance when I got there because I felt like I was in a safer position there than where I was sitting.
Okay. And did an officer with the San Antonio Police Department make contact with you at your apartment?
From what I remember, it was the paramedics. The cops did arrive eventually, but the paramedics got there first and helped me into the ambulance.
Okay. And then were you transported in the ambulance to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Nadia, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 4 and 5. Do you recognize these?
Yes.
Okay. So regarding State's Exhibit number 4, have you placed an identifying mark on that?
Yes,
And same thing with State's Exhibit number 5?
yes,
Okay, and regarding State's Exhibit number 4, have you viewed that prior to taking the stand today?
yes,
Okay, and is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they unfolded on the offense day?
yes,
Okay, and is State's Exhibit number 4 video that was obtained from the car wash?
yes,
Okay, and regarding State's Exhibit number 5, have you viewed it prior to your testimony today?
yes,
Okay, and is that a cell phone video that depicts you in it?
yes,
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events as they unfolded on the offense day?
yes,
Okay, and then to your knowledge, has State's Exhibits number 4 or 5 been altered in any way?
no,
Your Honor, at this time, the state is tendering State's Exhibits number 4 and 5 to defense for inspection and offering the same.
Can I take the witness on board, our judge?
Yes.
Ms. Newton, did you take either one of these videos?
no,
Okay. And you said that neither one of these has been altered.
no,
Okay, but you don't know what they were like before, right? You didn't take them?
no,
Okay. You don't run the car wash. You don't know anything about their video system, right?
no,
So you have no knowledge whether or not it's been altered or even if it's the genuine video, correct?
yes,
Okay. And this other video that purports to have you in it, did you take that video?
no,
Okay. So do you know, you have no personal knowledge whether or not this is an authentic video or if it's been altered, correct?
correct,
Okay, Judge, I'm going to object. I don't think they've been properly authenticated.
Judge, so both State's Exhibits 4 and 5 depict the witness in it. She's testified to the events that are contained within State's Exhibit number 4 and 5. She has personal knowledge and has testified to that, and so we're offering them into evidence.
All right, State's Exhibits 4 and 5 will be admitted.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
And Nadia, regarding State's Exhibit number 4, which is the car wash video, you watched it prior to taking the stand today, correct?
yes,
And does it show the events and the sequence that they occurred on the offense date?
yes,
All right, Nadia, can you see the video up there? Okay, if you're having trouble with the screen in front of you, just feel free to turn around, all right? So in State's Exhibit number 4, can you tell us what road we're looking at right here?
Vance Jackson Road,
Okay, and regarding this area right here, what is this?
that's the entrance to the car wash,
Okay, and then over here, what is over here?
the McDonald's,
I'm gonna fast forward a bit. All right, so starting at the 3-minute mark of State's Exhibit number 4, I'm toggling my mouse over something that's moving. Do you know who or what that is?
that's me,
Alright, so I've rewound it. And so what did we just observe occur on the State's Exhibit number 4?
that was Johnny's car going into the car wash in front of me,
Okay, and is that the blue car that you stated earlier?
yes,
And so what are you doing at this point?
I'm just walking past the car,
So what are you doing at this time?
Trying to walk away towards my bus stop.
And I've paused this exhibit number 4. We see another individual enter the frame. Do you see where I'm toggling my mouse?
Yes,
Okay, who is that?
that's Travis.
Okay, and just to be clear, the individual that's in front of you wearing the black shirt that exited the blue motor vehicle, who is that?
John.
So what are you doing?
Running towards his car and get his license plate on video.
Who is that followed behind you?
That's Johnny.
And why did you fall to the ground in the video?
He had shot me in the leg.
And where are you going right now?
I was running home.
Now, Nadia, I'm going to show you what has been marked as States Exhibits 6 through 10 inclusive. Can you please take a look at those for me? Did you recognize the items that are contained within States Exhibit 6 through 10 inclusive?
Yes,
Okay, and do they fairly and accurately depict the objects that are contained within the States Exhibits?
yes,
Your Honor, at this time, I'm tendering States 6 through 10 inclusive to defense and offering the same.
I have no objections.
All right, States Exhibit 6 through 10 is admitted without objection. Granted.
If I could just have a minute to machine this. Okay, Nadia, can you States Exhibit number 6 up there?
yes.
Okay, so who is that?
That's me,
And where was that photo taken?
at the hospital.
And States Exhibit number 7, do you see that?
Yes,
Kind of a glare on it, but what is that showing?
it's my leg,
Okay, and what is this right here on your leg?
the bullet wound.
And States Exhibit number 8, is that just a closer shot of the bullet wound that you sustained?
Yes,
And States Exhibit number 9, do you recognize that motor vehicle?
yes.
Okay. Whose motor vehicle is that?
John's.
And regarding States Exhibit number 10, is that the same motor vehicle we saw in States Exhibit number 9?
Yes,
Okay. And is that the blue motor vehicle that you were speaking of that we observed in States Exhibit number 4?
yes.
Judge, excuse me, may we approach briefly?
Yes. All right, everyone, please be seated and state you may continue.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, Nadia, so how did you come to know Johnny? Where did you meet?
He worked at a gas station in my area, and I would already go to that gas station for a long time. So just going to that gas station really wasn't new to me.
Okay. And did you ever have like a romantic relationship with him? Yes or no?
No,
And so, on this day, April 9th of 2024, is it your testimony that he shot you with a firearm and caused you in?
yes,
You pass the witness soon.
Nadia, I'm going to ask you some questions, and if I speak too quickly or you don't understand my questions, let me know, and I'll try to slow down and rephrase them. Okay? So you viewed the video they just played before testifying, right?
yes,
And you recall giving a statement to a police officer the night this happened, right?
yes,
Okay. And so your statement to the police, if you recall, and I think it's pretty clear on the video, was at no time at all did Johnny take a gun out until after you stabbed him, right?
yes,
Okay. So I guess he pulls over, right? And then I think you walked off and came back, right? You saw that on the video?
yes,
Okay. And then after that, didn't y'all both just end up filming each other like while you were arguing?
Yes,
Okay, and so at one point in time on the video, I think you knocked the phone out of his hand, right?
I did.
And that's right prior to when you ran towards his car.
Yes,
Okay, now the car was running, right?
it was.
Okay, so you told the prosecutor that you ran to his car to film the license plate, right?
Yes,
Or were you running to the car to try to steal it since the engine was running and the car was on?
no,
Okay. Would it be fair for somebody to assume that's what you were going to do since the car was operating and you just knocked the phone out of his hand?
I don't object to speculation.
Sustained.
Okay. But even then, even after you knocked the phone out of his hand, he still hadn't taken a gun out, right?
no,
Okay. But you had your knife out the entire time, right?
yes,
Okay. And then he never takes a gun out or makes any sort of violent act until after you stabbed him, right?
didn't make violent acts.
Okay.
Not with this gun, but he did make violent acts. prior to
Okay.
stabbing.
Is that when y'all are filming each other?
Yes,
Okay. And I guess what's the violent act that he makes while y'all are filming each other?
him grabbing me and blocking my path from walking away,
Okay.
and as well as pushing me into the road where I almost got hit by a car passing by.
Okay. Are you sure he pushed you into the road?
Yes.
Okay.
He was aggressively walking towards me and I kept backing away and he kept getting closer.
Okay. But he still wasn't exhibiting a firearm, right?
No.
Okay. And but he was still, y'all were still talking and you were still, I guess at that point in time, still filming each other, right?
Yes,
Okay. And then Travis came up and I guess jumped on his back. Okay. No. But at some point in time, you decided that you were going to stab him, right?
the decision was made when he made me kiss him while also having me in the middle of the road.
Okay. Is that on the video?
Yes,
Okay. You sure?
yes,
Okay. And what'd you do with the knife?
action wise, like stabbing him.
No, no, I know. I mean, after you left the scene, what'd you do with the knife?
Well, when I got home, I had to take my pants off because the bullet hole
Mhm.
was under the pants. So the paramedics had to look at it. Whatever happened to the knife afterward, I have no idea.
Okay.
I assumed it was taken into evidence.
Okay. And you were arrested for stabbing Johnny, right?
Yes,
Okay. Because based upon what you told the officer and what's on the video, Johnny used no deadly force until after you stabbed him, correct?
Objection, not called for legal conclusion.
Oh, okay.
Sustained.
So John, you told us and you told the detective that Johnny didn't pull the gun out until after you stabbed him, right? Okay. How many times did you stab him? Okay. How big was the knife? Okay. But big enough to do pretty severe damage, right?
Gosh.
Okay. All right, I pass the witness.
Nadia, ultimately, you did make a statement to an officer, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and you were truthful in or were you truthful about what happened with that officer?
the night of the shooting.
Yes,
Yes,
okay. And so, did you tell the officer about how you were walking that night? Do you recall that?
yes,
Okay. And, did you tell the officer how the defendant pulled up on you?
yes, I did.
Okay. And did you tell the officer that you were scared of the defendant because you knew him to carry a gun and deny?
Yes,
Okay. And then did you tell the officer that the defendant was getting close to you, and at that point, that's when you decided to stab him?
Yes.
Okay. And at that point, did you tell the officer that the defendant shouted, "You stabbed me," and then took his gun out and shot you?
Yes.
Okay. And so ultimately that night you were arrested. That's what you stated, correct?
Yes.
But ultimately you were not charged with the offense, is that correct?
No.
No, you were not charged, correct?
No.
Okay. Like any case against you went away, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so from that night that you talked to the officer that took the statement from you at the hospital or in your apartment, isn't it true that a different detective was assigned a couple of weeks later? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that detective came and spoke with you at your apartment. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And ultimately that's the detective that put the case together, right?
Yes.
We brought the witness, Your Honor.
So I guess back to what we talked about before. Okay. No matter what you said you thought about Johnny, there had been no weapon exhibited by him until after you stabbed him, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it was, you talk about he's been known to, but at that point in time, y'all are filming each other and I guess, talking to each other, but you're the person who initiates the use of deadly force by stabbing somebody, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's only after you stabbed him that Johnny pulled the gun out and said, "You stabbed me," and then he shot you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would it be fair to assume if you stabbed him twice already that you might stab him again?
I'm gonna object this.
You don't think so?
Sustained.
Because at that point in time, he's already been stabbed, and so then he uses the gun to protect himself. Would you agree?
No.
Okay. You don't think that's protecting himself after you've stabbed him twice?
I didn't think he needs to be there at all.
Okay. Well, but you'll agree with me, at this point in time, up until the time you stabbed him, you had no idea that he had a weapon at all. You just stabbed him.
I did have an idea.
Okay. Well, you're speculating because you said it in your report, but you're the person with a blade out the entire time.
For my defense.
Okay. But there's been no deadly force exhibited, and then you stabbed him and no gun came out until after you stabbed him, right?
The car could have been pretty deadly in that moment if he did hit me. He was very close.
A what?
So his car,
Well, the car's parked, right?
well, it wasn't parked when he drove up to me, and he
At-
almost hit me in that.
At the
moment.
time you stabbed him, was the car in park?
It was.
Okay. And the gun doesn't come out until after you stab him, right? I mean, the car, we could talk about that situation, but at the time you stabbed him, there had been no gun exhibited, right? Okay, I passed the witness.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused or subject to recall?
Subject to recall, please.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means that you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone while this case is pending. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you may step down, and if you'll remove the square microphone. All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
Travis Phillips,
All right, you may proceed, state.
Mr. Phillips, how old are you currently?
28 years old.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in San Antonio,
Okay. What county do you currently live in?
Bear County,
And how long have you lived in Bear County?
almost 10 years.
Okay. Did you go to high school here in Bear County?
No, I did not.
Where did you go to high school?
Smessa Valley,
And do you know what county that's located in?
Colmel,
Okay. And that's just a short distance away from Bear County, is that correct?
yes.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you about April 9th of 2024. Do you recall that day?
Yes, I do.
Where were you employed on that day?
At the All-American Car Wash,
Do you recall where that is located?
43430 Vance Jackson Road.
Okay, and is that located in Bear County, Texas?
Yes,
Okay, now that car wash, does a substantial amount of the public have access to the car wash?
yes, that's correct.
Okay, so like anyone can go there and get their car, is that
Yeah.
correct? Okay, and then immediately in front of the car wash, what road does the car wash face?
It faces Vance Jackson.
Okay. And the road Vance Jackson, are cars able to readily travel through there?
Yes,
Okay. Now on April 9th of 2024, were you working at the car wash that day?
yes,
Okay, and about what time did you get off of work?
it was 8 o'clock.
Okay, did you leave work on foot?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and did you observe anything while you were leaving work?
I observed the defendant and the victim getting into an altercation.
Okay, do you see the person that you're referring to as the defendant? Do you see him here in court today?
Yes, I do.
Can you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing?
The flannel
Okay,
vest.
all right, and so you've identified the defendant. Can you please describe the demeanor that you observed on him at the time you observed him with the victim?
His demeanor was aggressive.
Okay, and when you were referring to the victim, do you know that person by name?
Yes,
What is her name?
Nadia.
And how did you come to know her?
I know her through a mutual friend.
Okay. And so at this time that you are observing what is going on, what were you thinking to yourself?
I was thinking that a very dangerous situation was developing.
Okay, and so what did you decide to do at that moment?
I had approached the defendant and told him to get away from the victim, and he did not reply.
Judge, can we approach?
Yes. All right, State, you may proceed.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Phillips, so where we left off is, you're in the parking lot of the car wash, and you walk over to this altercation that you stumbled upon, and you stated that you told the defendant to get away from Nadia, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and did he listen to you?
No, he did not.
Okay, and so what did you observe occur, after you instructed him to leave?
They continued arguing.
Okay, and then at some point, did you see Nadia move away from that location?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and where did she go?
She ran back across the parking lot to get away from Johnny.
Okay, and so is that like running from the McDonald's area, like across the parking lot of the car wash? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and did anyone follow her, or where was Johnny when this was occurring?
Johnny was picking up something that fell on the ground as she was running away, and then he chased after her.
Okay, and so after he chased after her, do you recall where they ended up?
Near the car wash sign.
Okay, and once they were at that location, what did you observe occurring near the car wash sign?
They got into a physical altercation.
Okay, are you able to describe that for the jury?
Yes, they were exchanging hits and punches.
So I'm gonna show you what has been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit number 4, okay? You'll just give me a minute. Okay, Mr. Phillips, are you able to see the video up on the screen?
Yes, I am.
Okay, if you're having trouble viewing it, feel free to just turn around and look at the big screen to your right, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna play State's Exhibit number 4, and I want you to tell me when you observe yourself in State's Exhibit number 4.
I see myself walking out of the car wash right now.
Okay, and what color shirt are you wearing?
Gray.
What are you doing in case of number 4?
I am approaching Johnny and Nadia.
And so where you're standing, the person to your left or right here, that's Johnny, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and to your right, that's Nadia, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And so at this point, I'm just pause to exhibit number 4, but why did you feel the need to stay there at this point?
In case Johnny tried to do something.
And so what is occurring right now?
Nadia is running across the parking lot and Johnny is chasing after her.
Okay. And so we see you kind of run over there really fast and someone fall to the ground. Can you explain to us what happened there?
Yes, I pushed Johnny to the ground.
Okay, why'd you do that?
I saw him pull out a weapon.
Okay. And at this point on scene, had you observed that Nadia had stabbed the defendant or no?
No, I did not.
And so when you see the defendant reaching for this weapon, what did you decide to do?
I decided to push him.
So how did you feel?
Justified.
And then at this point, we see someone fall to the ground. Did you observe what happened there?
I did not.
Well, when you were on scene, after you pushed the defendant to the ground, when he got back up, did you observe him do anything on scene?
I witnessed him point his gun at me before getting up, and then that's when he shot her.
And then after that occurred, did the defendant say anything to you as we're watching CCTV?
He shouted an expletive at me. Sorry.
And then where did you go from there?
I went back into the car wash.
We talked to witness.
Vince.
So, Mr. Phillips, do you recall, giving a statement to the police, the night this happened?
Yes,
Okay. And do you recall the officer asking if you pushed Johnny to the ground and you told them no?
no, they did not ask me that.
You sure? You
Yes,
didn't
I'm
talk
sure.
to, Officer Hamilton? And tell him, you're positive?
I'm positive.
Okay. So you walked up on the two of them as they were arguing, right?
Yes,
Okay, and do you recall observing they were both filming each other?
yes, I did.
Okay, but while they were filming each other, the only person displaying a knife was Nadia, or a weapon was Nadia, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and all Johnny had in his hand was his cell phone,
Yes,
right? And the object you talk about, Johnny picking something up, is actually Nadia taking his phone and throwing it, right?
right.
Okay, so at that point in time, I mean, it's just two people, I guess, arguing with each other. And then she throws his cell phone and she runs towards his car, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And the car was on and it was running, correct?
Yes,
And then Johnny chases after her, I guess. You don't know why she ran towards the car?
just to get away from him.
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
Okay. But then you talk about them, I guess, exchanging blows, but really what happened at that point in time, you're aware was she was stabbing Johnny, right?
no, I did not see her stab Johnny.
But you know she stabbed him, right?
After the fact, yes,
Okay. You found out after the fact?
yes,
Okay. So when you knocked him to the ground, and I guess when you saw him pull the gun out, at the time you weren't aware that it had already been stabbed
no,
more than once.
no,
Okay. But up until that time, he pulled the gun out, there had been no weapon exhibited by Johnny at all, correct?
that's correct.
And the only person exhibiting a weapon was Nadia.
No, it was Johnny who was also
Okay.
pulling. the
I'm
weapon.
talking about up until the time he pulled the gun out, right?
Yes,
He had not been exhibiting a weapon, right?
right,
Okay. But up until that time, up until the time he came over there, the only person who had a weapon out was Nadia, right?
yes, as far as I remember.
Okay. And so you weren't aware that she had stabbed Johnny?
No, I was not,
Okay. Is that because of the lighting or distance or what?
because of the lighting.
Okay. All right. I pass the witness.
No further questions and excuse my state, Your Honor.
I'm fine with that.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means that you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone during the pendency of this trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you remove the clip, please. State,
Yeah, can we approach?
yes. Oh, you may speak.